Guys, please do not forget to subscribe if you're into raw boxing opinions. In this video, I wanted to touch on the importance of boxing resumes. Because, you know, when it comes to Deontay Wilder fanboys, it seems like they don't care. They don't care about Deontay Wilder's resume. They don't care that he fought a bunch of nobodies in his first 25 professional fights. They don't care that he defended his belts against the likes of Eric Molina, Johan Duhaupas, Chris Arreola, Arthur Spilka. They don't care about his resume. It just seems like they just want you, or they want us, to brush it under the rug. You know, when you question his resume, they just act like, listen, that was the past. Who cares about that? Who cares about that? This guy's ducking him. Let's focus on this, right? Here's the problem. I care about resumes because resumes mean something to me. Resumes mean something to me because when I look at a boxer, when I take the time to look at a boxer's resume, when I look at the people he fought, that is what is the most important thing, in my opinion, for me to rate this guy in history, or to me, basically for me to respect this fighter. You know, when I look at past fighters, when I first started watching boxing, you know, back when I was about, I believe, 14, 15. I was around 14, 15 years old. And when I first started watching boxing, I would always look at past fighters, and I would always look at the people they fought. When I would look back, I wasn't alive back in the 1960s, 70s, 80s. I didn't see, you know, Larry Holmes in his prime. I didn't see, you know, Muhammad Ali in his prime. I didn't see Mike Tyson when he was heavyweight champion of the world, when he was, you know, considered the baddest man on the planet. But there's something called film, so I sat down when I first started watching boxing and looked at the films, and I saw the fighters that they fought. This is how I rate them. This is how I see why, you know, older boxing fans respect these fighters, because it's the people they fight. It's not about the losses. It's not about the fact that, you know, he had some tough fights. It's not about that. It's about the people they fought. When I look at guys like Evander Holyfield, I respect Evander Holyfield because Evander Holyfield has a stacked resume. In his prime, he fought everybody. He fought everybody that he was supposed to fight in his prime, in his heyday. I have respect for Muhammad Ali because in his prime, he fought everybody he was supposed to fight. In his heyday, he fought everybody he was supposed to fight. All right? I have respect for people like Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler, because they fought the guys they were supposed to fight. I have respect for people like Felix Trinidad because he moved up in several weight classes to challenge himself. This was a guy that turned pro at middleweight, at welterweight, but he moved up to middleweight to challenge Bernard Hopkins, who at the time was the #1 at middleweight. When I look at past fighters, I look at their resume. This is why this means something to me. So when I look at someone like Deontay Wilder's resume, I cannot respect that. I cannot look at Deontay Wilder's resume and be like, you know what? I'm going to respect Deontay Wilder. I can't do that because that would be a slap to the face to all the other great champions of the past. I have said this from the start of my original channel and from the start of this channel. All you have to do for me to respect a fighter, all they have to do for me to respect them, is have a stacked resume. You want me to respect you as a fighter, have a stacked resume. Fight guys who are legit. You know what I'm saying? Don't fight these guys that nobody have heard of. His fans don't seem to understand this. They don't seem to understand. They can't comprehend that I keep criticizing Deontay Wilder. They don't like that I keep criticizing him. You know, why are you talking all this shit? He's the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. You should have respect for him. Like I said, I cannot, homie, I cannot and I shall not have respect for a fighter who doesn't or is not willing to take risks, to defend his titles, to do what champions of the past have done. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When you look at Deontay Wilder's resume, do you see a Hall of Famer? Do you see a Hall of Fame resume? Answer that question. You don't recognize the first 25 opponents that he fought. You don't recognize a single one of those guys. So again, answer the question. When you look at his first 25 opponents, do you see a Hall of Fame resume? I've said this in the past. Wilder would really have to fight his next 20 fights against literally legit heavyweights. Because with this type of resume, there's no way he belongs in the Hall of Fame or any that, you know, he doesn't belong in no Hall of Fame with that type of resume. You know, I just don't respect fighters who cherry pick. You know, I respect Terrence Crawford. I respect Andre Ward. I respect these fighters because they have a stacked resume. I respect Floyd Mayweather Jr. A lot of people don't like Mayweather, but Mayweather fought legit dudes. Mayweather had some tough fights. That's all it is with me. And Deontay Wilder, he needs to, like I said this in the past too, I have more respect for Anthony Joshua than I have for Deontay Wilder because Deontay Wilder is not doing what Anthony Joshua is doing. Anthony Joshua is challenging himself a lot more than Deontay Wilder. These are 100% facts. That's what people have to understand. Okay, he beat Luis Ortiz. Okay, great. But that's one fight. That is one fight, and that was a fight that he should have fought somebody in the level of Ortiz, you know, 20 fights ago, not right now. And again, like I said in the past, what has Ortiz done? People act like this guy's a boogeyman because he's undefeated. He was undefeated and he was Cuban, so he's somehow a Rubik's Cube. But he never fought anyone. You know, he wasn't on the level of Vladimir Klitschko. He wasn't. Right now, Dillian White has a better resume than what's his name, Luis Ortiz. These are facts. That's all I have to say, guys.